this public global platform, which is an English platform of our public group, Public India Group. Uh, Today we'll talk of what makes Adani. Uh, the days ahead are very difficult for Mr. Adani. The idea is because whatever happened in US court, it is not something which Mr. Adani can manage because he has the habit and the past experience of managing Indian courts or Indian authorities. But US things are different. Uh, what has been told that indictment is some people compare it with like some people say it is a charge sheet. It is something more than a charge sheet. Uh, American legal system works on a slightly different pattern. Uh, like we have a complaint, then we have a FIR, and then we go for investigation, and then we go to the charge sheet part, and then charges are made. There, they do a thorough investigation first. If they found there is something substantial, they go move to the court, and their court system also is slightly different from us. We have one judge. A judge can be something like Mr. Aditya Singh, who in Sambal, without applying any judicial mind, on his own. I'm just referring to what happened recently in that Sambal Masjid case, where where some party approached court at 12 o'clock in the afternoon that Sambal Shahi Masjid is basically built on a temple. The Aditya Singh, who was the judge for that case, trial court, without going to the other party, without issuing notice or listening to the other parties if they have something to say, passed an order, yes, do the survey and submit the report by 29th and appoints a advocate commissioner. Why I'm telling it is not a legal prudence to issue an order without listening to the other party. Uh, and what was the hurry? What I'm trying to say is that Indian courts work like that, but not in USA. Why I'm telling you this is because Mr. Adani has only two choices. Either he accepts guilty, he pleads guilty. Yes, I have done that. I have done so and so things. Then the US court, they have a option of settling the amount through a penalty thing. If he doesn't, then the trial will run, and then if he found guilty, then the sentences are very high, very harsh. And the conviction rate in America, I'm told that is from 97 to 98%. If a trial runs in 97 to 98% cases, people are convicted and then they have to serve that sentence. Now, why he is doing that, I don't know. Because there is another story of some of the most revered, one of the most respected Indian companies, Infosys. And the head of Infosys, Mr. Narayana Murthy, is supposed to be one of the best in the industry, someone who is very prudent, who is very down to earth, who doesn't do anything for his own, who, though, those claims can be debated. But I am telling you the story of Infosys. This is the story when Mr. Narayana Murthy was heading Infosys. Infosys paid US dollar 34 million. In today's term, 1 million US dollar is amounting to around 8.2 crores or 8.5 crores or 8.4 crores. He paid US dollar 34 million. In today's value, it is about 280 crores. Because on him, the same indictment was there by the US court, and it was said that the charges were systematic visa fraud and abuse of immigration process. This was the charges against Mr. Narayana Murthy. Now, just to understand what Mr. Narayana Murthy and Infosys was doing, please understand that. And this is one of the companies which always talk of big things, big talk. We are so much ethically run company. We have a code of conduct and things like that. US has two visa programs. One is H1B and one is B1. Please understand. They have two visa programs, H1B and B1. H1B primarily protects the American workers from the unfair competition from the overseas countries where the wages are low, and if the same job is done by, if they hire, I mean, if the US company hire someone from a country where wages are less, then naturally the American citizen will be affected, or the American citizen will be affected, worker will be affected. So just to protect that, this H1B visa is there. H1B visa is provided to it's a temporary visa. It is provided to an employee of foreign national for certain specific job. If they feel that we have a specific job, we don't have the manpower, it is in that only case it is provided. H1B visa also protects foreign workers and mandate. It is a two-way thing. They protect their own citizens so that they are not outpriced, and they also protect the foreign workers who goes there and work, because that mandate that the company must pay them for the wages which they have to pay to the American worker while working in USA, and not lower wages, because otherwise they have an option. They can, but no. The H1B visa tells them that to pay the same wages which is being paid to American workers. At that point of time when this was happening, it was regulated by Congress, their parliament, and 65,000 visas were issued annually. And that is why, if you see that this is the most sought after visa in India, H1B. What is B1 visa? B1 visa had no limit for visitors. No limit. 65,000, 6,50,000, 1 lakh, as per their visa laws, but there is no limit. Here there is a limit, not more than 65,000 H1B visa will be issued. Now, this allows foreign nationals to temporarily enter US. I'm talking of B1 visa. And on what purposes they can apply and get this visa? For conferences, seminars, etc. Not for a regular job. Please understand, B1 visa is only provided for conferences, seminars, and not for a regular job. And B1 visa holders are not allowed to work in USA. This is absolutely clear. Now, what happened? Infosys unlawfully and fraudulently used B1 visa for as a visitor visa, which is a visitor visa, as H1B workers in violation of the US immigration law. They got B1 visa, but the people they sent were doing a regular job, which otherwise, which they are not supposed to do, and otherwise it can be done only by someone who is having a H1B visa. Now, do you think Infosys is fool enough, or they don't understand the law of the land? They don't. But purposely they were violating this law. I mean, I think this is something which is there in their DNA, and that is where I say difference between an educated and uneducated person. Infosys being clever, educated, understanding a lot of things, when they were caught, they pleaded guilty, paid $34 million, and settled the case. Whereas this gentleman, Mr. Adani, instead of settling and so that people don't come to know, and even they come to know, they will forget, he tried to contest this case. Because he always had this, that I can manage anything. If I can manage GVK airport in Mumbai by sending income tax officers and things like that, I mean, there are too many things which has happened. NDTV takeover, if that can be managed, So I can manage US federal courts also. And there, that was the mistake which he did. Now, today he is in a hot spot because within 70 days he has to file his reply. If he doesn't give his reply, then he will be a regular warrant will be issued. Uh, Till now, the regular warrant is not there. Only a summon is there that you please reply to these things. Before closing, as far as Mr. Adani, I will also like to tell something about Mr. Narayana Murthy. Mr. Narayana Murthy and Mrs. Sudha Murthy, they always gives lectures, always if I on morality, on ethics, what is wrong, they should do like this, a man, a worker, the work. I mean, they always in the preaching mood. Parent egoistic, always preaching. This is good. This is, and the same people, when it comes to their own company, they resort to frauds, which they have admitted. I'm not telling. They have admitted, and for which they have also paid the penalty. And mind it, Mrs. Sudhamurthy today is a Rajya Sabha member. So you have to answer this question. Someone who is associated with the decision making of Infosys. Mr. Sudhamurthy also has a lot of shares of Infosys. Someone who is at the decision making level of Infosys when this fraud was done does qualify to be a nominated member of Rajya Sabha? Please answer. Thank you so much.